Welcome back, beautiful souls of the light. Let me tell you about something that is happening to you right now that nobody prepared you for. You have been feeling it for a while. That strange sensation that you no longer fit into your own life. Like you are wearing clothes that used to fit perfectly, but now feel suffocating. That is not confusion. That is not a crisis. That is evolution. And what I am about to share with you will explain every uncomfortable, isolating, and bewildering experience you have been having lately. There is a phenomenon in physics called resonance. When two objects vibrate at different frequencies, they cannot sync. One will either match the other, or they will separate. You cannot force a tuning fork calibrated to 528 Hz to harmonize with one stuck at 440 Hz. They exist in different sonic realities. Now apply this to your life. You have been upgrading your frequency, maybe through healing, through spiritual practice, through sheer survival of things that should have broken you. And now you are vibrating at a level that your old reality cannot match. This isn't metaphorical. Energy is real. Frequency is real, and when yours rises beyond a certain threshold, everything around you that cannot rise with you begins to fall away. Not because you are doing anything wrong, but because you are finally doing everything right. The people who drain you suddenly feel unbearable. The jobs that used to be tolerable become suffocating. The places you used to escape to now feel empty. That is not you becoming difficult. That is your soul refusing to shrink anymore. Here is what nobody tells you about spiritual awakening. It is not all light and love and bliss. Sometimes it is brutal. Sometimes it feels like you are losing everything, and in a way, you are losing every version of yourself that wasn't real, every relationship that was built on who you were pretending to be, every goal that was planted in you by someone else's expectations. The frequency shift doesn't just change you, it changes what you can tolerate, and that is where the real transformation begins. Number 1, you can physically feel when someone's energy doesn't match yours anymore. This is one of the first signs that your frequency has shifted. You walk into a room, and within seconds, you know who you need to stay away from, not because they are bad people, but because their energy field clashes with yours so violently that your body reacts. Headaches, exhaustion, anxiety, tightness in your chest. You used to think you were just being antisocial or overly sensitive. Now you understand. You are not rejecting people. You are protecting your frequency. Your nervous system has become more refined. Think of it like this. When you only listened to music through cheap speakers, you didn't notice the distortion. But once you upgrade to high-quality sound, you can hear every crack, every buzz, every imperfection. That is what happened to your energetic perception. You have upgraded. Now you can sense things you were previously deaf to. The fakeness in someone's laugh, the manipulation hidden in their compliments, the resentment buried under their smile. You are not being judgmental, you are being accurate. And here is what makes this uncomfortable. Some of those people are ones you have known for years, family members, old friends, people you thought would be in your life forever. But their frequency stayed the same while yours evolved, and now being around them feels like trying to breathe underwater. You keep making excuses to avoid them. You keep cutting conversations short, not because you are mean, but because your soul knows. Staying in low-frequency environments will drag you back down, and you have worked too hard to rise to let anyone or anything pull you under again. Number 2. Your tolerance for superficial conversation has completely disappeared. You used to be able to engage in small talk, gossip, surface-level interactions. You could spend hours discussing nothing and not feel the time was wasted. But now, 5 minutes into a conversation about trivial matters, and you feel your soul trying to leave your body. You are not being rude. Your frequency has risen to a point where meaningless exchange of words feels like nails on a chalkboard. You crave depth. You want to talk about purpose, healing, growth, truth, the mysteries of existence. You want conversations that make you think differently, feel deeply, expand beyond your current understanding. But most people aren't there. They are still operating on autopilot, repeating the same stories, complaining about the same problems without wanting solutions, filling silence with noise because they are terrified of what silence might reveal. And you tried. You really tried to meet them where they are. But it is exhausting performing the old version of yourself just to make others comfortable. Pretending you care about drama that means nothing, forcing laughter at jokes that aren't funny. Engaging in conversations your soul has outgrown. Eventually, you stop trying. You would rather be alone than fake. You would rather have silence than shallow. And people notice. They say you have changed. You have become distant, too serious. And they are right. You have changed. You have become real. And real doesn't have patience for pretend anymore. Number 3. You are losing interest in things that used to excite you. The hobbies that used to fill your time feel hollow now. The shows you binged don't hold your attention. The social events you looked forward to now feel like obligations. Even the goals you were chasing seem suddenly pointless. This terrifies you at first. You think something's wrong with you. You are becoming boring. You are losing your spark. But that is not what is happening. You are not losing yourself. You are shedding the false self. All those interests, those activities, those pursuits. Many of them were never truly yours. They were adopted, inherited, absorbed from a culture that values distraction over depth. You filled your life with noise because you weren't ready to face the quiet. You stayed busy because stillness was uncomfortable. You chased excitement because your real life felt unfulfilling. Think about how much of your life was spent doing things simply because everyone else was doing them. How many hours did you invest in activities that looked good on the surface, but left you feeling empty inside? How many times did you say yes to things your soul was screaming no at? You were living on autopilot, following a script written by people who never even met you. But frequency shifts break the trance. They snap you out of the hypnosis of normalcy and force you to confront what actually matters to you. The emptiness you feel when engaging with old interests isn't depression. It is discernment. Your soul is finally being honest about what genuinely feeds it versus what you were doing to fill time. Impress others or avoid facing deeper questions. This recalibration period might feel like a void, but voids are necessary. They are the blank canvas before the masterpiece, the silence before the symphony, the inhale before the exhale. But your frequency shift has awakened something deeper. A hunger for meaning, a need for purpose, a desire for authenticity. The things that satisfied your lower self no longer work on your higher self. It is like feeding a grown adult baby food. It is not nourishment anymore. So you stop consuming what doesn't feed your soul. You stop doing what doesn't serve your growth. And yes, your life might look emptier to others. But it is not empty. It is making space, making room for what is actually meant for you, not what you settled for because you didn't know better. Number 4. Synchronicities are becoming impossible to ignore. You think of someone and they text you. You need guidance and the exact message appears on a random post. You ask the universe a question and the answer shows up in the most unexpected way within hours. These aren't coincidences. This is confirmation that your frequency is now high enough to receive direct communication from the universe. At lower frequencies, we are too dense to pick up subtle signals. Our receivers are jammed with fear, doubt, distraction. But as you rise, you become a clearer channel. The static clears. The messages come through, and it is not just receiving. You are also transmitting more powerfully. Your thoughts manifest faster. Your intentions materialize quicker. That is not magic, that is physics. Higher frequencies move faster and penetrate deeper. But here is the part that nobody warns you about. With great reception comes great responsibility. You cannot ignore the signs anymore. You cannot pretend you didn't see the red flags the universe waved in your face. You cannot claim you didn't know better when you literally received divine downloads telling you exactly what to do. Your awareness has increased, which means your accountability has too.
Welcome back to the edge of the simulation. Close your eyes. Stop fighting the heaviness in your chest. We need to talk about the sickness you have been feeling. Not the flu, not anxiety. I am talking about the nausea that hits you the moment you walk into your old life. Why does your skin crawl when you walk into your workplace? Why does the food you used to love suddenly taste like ash in your mouth? Why do you feel a violent urge to run away from the very people you used to call family? You have been telling yourself that you are depressed. You have been telling yourself that you are ungrateful. You have been looking in the mirror, wondering why you are broken. You are not broken. You are allergic. This is the controversial diagnosis that no doctor will give you. You are suffering from biological incompatibility. Your soul has mutated. You have undergone a spiritual gene editing process in the secret place. And now you are trying to shove a butterfly back into the skin of a caterpillar. The nausea? That is not illness. That is your body rejecting the lie you used to live. The exhaustion. That is your battery draining because you are plugged into a dead voltage. We are not talking about growing apart. That is a soft, poetic lie. We are talking about destructive interference. In physics, when two waves of opposite frequencies collide, they do not blend. They do not compromise. They cancel each other out. They destroy the structure of the wave. That is what is happening to you. Your new frequency, the one forged in your pain and your awakening, is a high-voltage wave. Your old reality, your old friends, your old habits. Your old conversations is a low-voltage wave. When you try to mix them, you don't get harmony. You get a system crash. You get static. You get glitches. You get a biological rejection so severe that it manifests as physical pain. You are not confused. You are detecting a threat. And this brings us to the brutal truth of this season. You think God has abandoned you because it hurts. You think the universe is punishing you because you are lonely. No, you are on the operating table. This is a surgery without anesthesia. The universe looked at your life and saw gangrene. It saw relationships that were rotting your potential. It saw environments that were suffocating your destiny. It saw a version of you that was dead tissue. And because you were too scared to cut it off yourself, God picked up the scalpel. What you are feeling right now, the loss, the isolation, the confusion, is not a tragedy. It is an extraction. The universe is cutting away the necrotic flesh of your false self. It is removing the people who are essentially tumors to your purpose. It is severing the connections that are poisoning your bloodline. It hurts because you are still attached to the dead weight. You are crying over the loss of a tumor. You are grieving the loss of a cage. So, tonight, stop diagnosing yourself as sick. You are not sick. You are incompatible with the fake. The system error is not in your mind. The error is that you are trying to run a divine operating system on human hardware that is obsolete. Let the old system crash. Let the screen go black. Do not reboot the old version. Rest now while the surgeon finishes the work. Breathe. Let your body sink into the mattress. We have diagnosed the system error. Now we must examine the symptoms. You have been wondering why your body feels like it is fighting a war. You have been wondering why the world suddenly feels abrasive, loud, and hostile. This is the sensory revolt. Your 5 senses are no longer reporting to the old reality. They have defected. They have pledged allegiance to the new version of you. And because of this, they are launching a violent protest against everything that is fake. Let us walk through the 5 stages of this biological rebellion. Number 1, the biological repulsion. This is the most controversial symptom because it makes you feel cruel. You used to be able to tolerate low-vibration people. You could sit in a room with energy vampires, narcissists, and gossips, and you could smile through it. Not anymore. Now, when you are near someone who is hiding a lie or carrying malice, your body reacts as if you have ingested poison. You get a sudden headache that splits your skull. Your stomach turns. Your energy drains so fast you feel like you might pass out. You feel a physical need to run. This is not social anxiety. This is radiation sickness. Your spirit has become a Geiger counter. You have become so sensitive to truth that the presence of a lie physically hurts you. You are not being difficult. You are detecting a threat. Your nervous system is screaming at you to evacuate the building because the air quality is toxic. Stop forcing yourself to endure people who make you sick. Your body knows what your mind is trying to ignore. Number 2, the death of small talk. This is the agony of the awakening. You used to be fluent in polite conversation. You could talk about the weather, the news, the neighbors. Now, small talk feels like spiritual asphyxiation. 5 minutes into a meaningless conversation and you feel like you are clawing at the walls. You feel your soul trying to leave your body. Why? Because small talk is the language of the matrix. It is the noise people make to avoid facing the silence. You have lost your tolerance for the superficial because you are starving for the deep. When someone asks, "How are you?" and doesn't mean it, it sounds like a lie to your ears. When someone gossips, it sounds like violence. You are not being rude. You are simply no longer entertained by the script. You crave the raw, the real, the eternal. Anything less feels like you are eating cardboard. Number 3. The dopamine crash. This is the terrifying part. This is the moment you look at your life and realize nothing works anymore. The shows you used to binge watch, they look stupid now. The parties you used to love, they feel empty and loud. The hobbies that used to distract you, they feel like chores. You are experiencing a dopamine crash. But this is not depression. This is detox. For years, you were addicted to the cheap sugar of the world. You were sedated by entertainment. You were distracted by the circus. But now, the anesthesia has worn off. You are waking up on the operating table. The things of this world have lost their flavor because you were built for a different kind of hunger. You are starving for purpose, and the world is trying to feed you content. Do not panic. You are not losing your joy. You are just realizing that the toys you used to play with are made of plastic. You are outgrowing the playground. Number 4. The glitch. Now, things get strange. You have noticed the patterns. You look at the clock. 11:11, 2:22, 3:33, 4:44. You think of a person you haven't spoken to in years, and 10 seconds later, they text you. You ask a question in your head, and a random stranger says the answer out loud on the street. These are not coincidences. This is the glitch. The veil between the physical world and the spiritual world is thinning around you. The algorithm of your reality is breaking down. The universe is bypassing the normal channels of communication and sending you direct messages. You are no longer operating on linear time. You are operating on divine timing. The random is gone. Every song on the radio, every license plate, every delayed flight is a coded message. You are living in a responsive reality. The simulation is winking at you. Do not ignore it. The synchronicities are the breadcrumbs leading you out of the maze. Number 5, the quarantine. And finally, the symptom that hurts the most, the isolation. You find yourself cancelling plans. You dodge phone calls. You spend your weekends alone in a dark room. People say you are depressed. People say you are isolating. No, you are incubating. A caterpillar does not turn into a butterfly in public. It wraps itself in a cocoon. It liquefies. It completely undoes itself. If you broke open the cocoon too early, the butterfly would die. You are in spiritual quarantine. Your operating system is being rewritten. Your DNA is holding more light. Your trauma is being purged. You cannot do this work at a dinner party. You cannot do this work in a crowd. You need the silence. You need the dark. You need the solitude to protect the software installation. The loneliness is not a punishment. It is a shield. God has hidden you in the cleft of the rock while His glory passes by. Do not apologize for your closed door. You are protecting the miracle growing inside you. So, let the revolt happen. Let the old world fade. Your senses are not failing you. They are finally telling you the truth. Rest now in the safety of your own cocoon. Breathe deeper now. Let the air reach the bottom of your lungs. We have spoken about the body. Now we must speak about the spirit. You have been feeling a shift that scares you. You feel like you are losing your mind, your ambition, and your connections. You feel like you are becoming a stranger to yourself. Good. because the person you are losing was never you. It was a costume. It's an avatar programmed by society to keep you asleep. Now, the avatar is dying. And this is the internal purge. Let us examine the 5 stages of this spiritual demolition. Number 6, the human polygraph. This is the curse that comes with the blessing. You have suddenly developed a terrifying intolerance for deception. You don't just suspect when someone is lying. You smell it. It hits you like the stench of sulfur. A person smiles at you, says all the right words, compliments your shoes, and your skin crawls. You feel a knot in your stomach. You see the envy behind the smile. You hear the manipulation behind the "I love you." You sense the betrayal before they even plan it. This is not paranoia. This is claircognizance. Your frequency is now so high that it acts as a truth serum. People cannot lie in your presence without stuttering, without sweating, without giving themselves away. It is painful because you see the masks fall off people you love. You see the monsters they are hiding. But do not close your eyes. The universe is showing you who to lock out. Number 7. The cellular mutation. You have gone to the doctors. You have run the blood tests. They tell you you are fine, but you are exhausted. Your bones ache. You have ringing in your ears that sounds like a high-pitched frequency. You wake up at 3 a.m. vibrating. They call it stress. I call it hardware upgrade. Your physical body is carbon-based. Your spiritual body is crystalline. Right now, your DNA is trying to hold a voltage of light that would burn out a normal nervous system. You are physically mutating to accommodate your destiny. Think of your body like an old computer trying to run the newest, most powerful software. The fan is whirring, the system is overheating, it needs to reboot. These aches are growing pains, these naps are necessary. You are not lazy, you are under construction. Do not rush the biology of your ascension. Number 8. The end of hustle. For years, you were told that the only way to get what you want is to grind, to push, to force, to break down doors. That energy disgusts you. You look at the hustle culture and it looks like slavery. You look at people fighting for attention and it looks desperate. You have stopped banging on locked doors. You have stopped chasing people who run from you. This is not giving up. This is the end of force. You have realized a quantum truth. Anything that requires you to destroy yourself to keep it is not yours. You have switched from hunting to magnetism. You realized that a king does not chase. He sits on the throne and attracts. The fear of missing out has been replaced by the peace of what is mine will find me. And this terrifies your ego, because your ego loves the drama of the struggle. But your soul loves the power of the flow. Number 9. The value collapse. This is the sign that makes people think you are having a midlife crisis. The things society tells you to worship, the corner office, the luxury car, the number of followers, the VIP access, suddenly look ridiculous. You look at the successful people and you don't see power. You see prisons. You see exhaustion. You see people selling their souls for pieces of paper and shiny rocks. The illusion has shattered. You no longer crave to be important. You crave to be real. You would rather live in a shack with peace than in a mansion with anxiety. You would rather have one real conversation than 1,000 fake likes. This is the value collapse. The stock market of your ego has crashed, and you are realizing that the only currency that matters is your own inner authority. Let the world chase the wind. You are planting your feet on solid ground. Number 10. The tribe swap. And finally, the inevitable consequence of the purge. You are looking around and your circle is empty. The drinking buddies are gone. The drama queens are blocked. The family members who used you are distanced. You feel lonely. But look closer. You are not losing friends. You are evicting parasites. Your new frequency is a border control. It burns the people who are not meant to cross into your future. They literally cannot stand your heat. They get angry at you, they ghost you, they blame you. Let them go. Because in the distance, a new tribe is forming. You are starting to meet people who speak your language. People who don't need you to shrink. People who look at your intensity and say, "Finally, someone like me." This is the tribe swap. You are trading quantity for quality. You are trading wolves in sheep's clothing for lions who know how to hunt with you. The vacancy in your life is not a void. It is a VIP section waiting for the guests who can actually afford the price of your presence. So let the purge happen. Let the lies burn. Let the fake friends run. Let the old dreams die. You are not losing your life. You are clearing the construction site for the cathedral. Rest now in the glorious emptiness of the truth. We have reached the edge of the cliff. Look down. The old world is burning beneath you. The bridge behind you has collapsed. There is only one way to go now. You have survived the physical rejection. You have survived the internal purge. Now we must confront the final 4 signs that confirm you have crossed the line of no return. This is the final severance. Number 11. The mission urgency. You have felt it in your chest at 3 a.m. A panic, a pressure, a fire in your bones. It feels like anxiety, but it is not anxiety. It is the ticking clock of destiny. You suddenly have zero patience for mediocrity. You look at people wasting their lives, scrolling for hours, complaining about problems they refuse to fix, and you feel a physical need to scream. Why? Because your spirit knows what your mind has forgotten. Time is running out. You are no longer content to just exist. You are no longer content to just pay bills and die. You feel the weight of an assignment. You can't watch TV for hours anymore because it feels like you are burying your talent in the ground. You can't participate in gossip because it feels like you are leaking precious fuel. People call you intense. They tell you to relax. Do not relax. That urgency is the Holy Spirit waking you up. It is the alarm bell ringing because the harvest is ready and the laborers are few. You are being drafted for war, and soldiers do not have time for games. Number 12. The belief reset. This is the most dangerous sign. This is the one that will make people call you a heretic. You are beginning to question everything. The religion you were raised in. The cultural rules your parents taught you. The way things have always been done. Suddenly, none of it sits right in your spirit. You are looking at the traditions of men and realizing they are just cages with stained glass windows. You are realizing that much of what you were taught was control, not truth. You are stripping away the dogma. You are tearing down the idols of your ancestors. You are bypassing the middleman and seeking a direct, raw, terrifying relationship with the source. This is the belief reset. You are no longer a sheep following the herd into a slaughterhouse of conformity. You are becoming sovereign. You are building your own altar. You are finding your own truth. Yes, it is scary to walk away from the crowd. Yes, they will whisper that you are lost. But you are not lost. You are just the first one in your lineage to open your eyes. Number 13. The vampire blockade. Here is a hard truth that will trigger the nice person inside you. Your kindness was killing you. For years, you were a doormat. You thought being a good person meant letting people use you. You thought love meant having no boundaries. That ends tonight. You have developed a vampire blockade. You have realized that casting your pearls before swine is not holy. It is wasteful. You have realized that trying to save people who love their chains is not noble. It is foolish. You have stopped apologizing for saying no. You have stopped explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You have stopped lighting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. This is not cruelty. This is stewardship. Your energy is a limited resource given to you by God. Giving it to parasites is a sin against your own soul. Let them call you cold. Let them call you selfish. A fortress is supposed to be hard to enter. You are protecting the kingdom within. Number 14. The one-way ticket. And finally, the thought that brings tears to your eyes in the quiet of the night. You can never go back. You have tried. You have tried to pretend you are the old, simple, naive you. You have tried to laugh at the old jokes. You have tried to fit back into the old box. But you don't fit. You have expanded. You have seen behind the curtain. You have taken the red pill, and there is no unswallowing it. There is a grief in this. You mourn the ignorance. You mourn the days when you could just be normal and asleep like everyone else. But listen to me closely. The butterfly cannot return to the caterpillar. Even if it crawls back into the cocoon, it will die. You have outgrown the womb of your old life. To stay there is to suffocate. The pain you feel is not death. It is the pain of lungs breathing air for the first time. It is the pain of eyes adjusting to the light after years in a cave. So, accept the severance. Look at the burning bridge behind you and realize it is a blessing. The fire is preventing you from retreating into a life that was too small for your soul. You have paid the price. You have lost the friends. You have endured the loneliness. You have questioned your sanity. But look at what you have bought with that pain. You are free. You are awake. You are real. Welcome to the new reality. Welcome to the tribe of the lions. The simulation is over. Your real life begins now. Close your eyes. The shift is complete.